We're on day 8 of the Kyrie Irving saga. The Knicks were one of the teams Kyrie reportedly had on his wish list. If he went there, Kyrie would undoubtedly be the man in New York. ESPN's Tom Haberstroh wrote a column on Kyrie's struggles when he hasn't had LeBron at his side. Haberstroh concluded that Kyrie is not the next Kobe or Russell Westbrook and is more comparable to a guy like Damian Lillard. Shannon, how would Kyrie do as the number one option on a team?
He would score. He would win scoring titles, but he wouldn't win NBA titles. And I agree. He would probably be Russell minus the rebounds and assists, because Russell will do something every night that will leave you in awe. Russell Westbrook can't handle the ball like this kid, Skip. He can't finish at the rim with either hand. His English off the glass, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anybody pat the ball like he can. Pete Maravich, maybe way back when, but a lot of people don't remember Pete. Isaiah Thomas had great handles, but this kid is unreal. This kid is an and one Harlem Globetrotter, Curly Neal type stuff handling the basketball in an actual game. Skip, if you look, put it to you like this. He's Isaiah Thomas. He's 4 inches taller than Isaiah Thomas if he's on the Knicks.
You mean this Isaiah?
This Isaiah Thomas.
Okay. Right.
He'll average about 30 points a game, maybe even more, with about 5 assists. That's what he is. That's who he is. If you look at him in the 3 years with LeBron James, since LeBron has been back, he's played 17 games without LeBron. They're 4-13. Kevin Love was in those games in which LeBron didn't play. LeBron James without Kyrie, 36 times, 25-11. He goes from 17 shots a game playing with LeBron to 22 shots per game without LeBron. But guess what stays the same, Skip? His assist total. And he goes from averaging about 23, 24 points with LeBron to averaging 30 without LeBron. And that's what he'll be. They're not winning a title with him as your lead. And if you look at Isaiah Thomas, the big Isaiah Thomas with Detroit Pistons, Skip, he led the NBA twice in assists. And for like 3 or 4 years, he was a 20 and 10 guy. Now, he finished his career as a 19 and 9. Kyrie Irving's not averaging 9 assists a game. And he's not going to average 9 assists because it's hard for you to average 9 assists unless, Russell did it. And I think that's why he ended up winning the trophy, because what he did was unbelievable. And that's not to diminish it. But Russell's not going to win a title. Kyrie at 6'2" is not going to lead your team to an NBA title with him as the primary guy. The days of the little guy, what Isaiah did, Skip, that was an anomaly. That was also 20 years ago. The NBA has changed now. And a 6'2" guy is not going to. So he'll win an NBA title going to the Knicks, and they'll love him, Skip. He will bring excitement. He'll be insanity on steroids. Because you remember what Jeremy Lin was. It was ridiculous. Jeremy Lin couldn't hold a candle to this kid in the dark. So he has wicked handles. He'll average about 32 a night. And with the East the way it is, Skip, they'll probably go to the playoffs. They'll probably be the 8th seed because they ain't got really but 4 teams in there when you look at it. But, Skip, let's be real. He would be better, but in his mind, he wants to be a number one, and he's ready to take his show on the road.
So, conventional wisdom says you are dead right about Kyrie Irving. I cannot deny the negative solo numbers that you just threw back at me. But I can refute them, because Kyrie Irving, for me, falls into that small category of guys I just wouldn't bet against if he gets an opportunity to go elsewhere. I'm still not sure he's going to get that opportunity because he's got 2 years left on his deal. But I'm just going to remind you, his first 3 years in Cleveland without LeBron coming home, he was 19, 20, and 21, stuck on really bad basketball teams. The first 2 coached by a Byron Scott who is notoriously tough on young players. And I don't think it was a whole lot of fun for anybody in that locker room or out on that floor. And in the second year, with the 4th overall pick, they picked our man Deion Waiters. I'm a big fan, but it took Deion by what he acknowledged this when he sat right there. It took him a while to learn how to do this, to grow up. He started to grow up when he got to watch Westbrook and Durant in Oklahoma City, especially Kevin. And now he's going to be a driving force of a Miami team that's going to be a threat to, well, I don't know who the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be. I don't know. Miami, they might be the favorite.
They got Bron.
I don't know.
As long as you got
Bron,
you're the best team in the
might
East.
be in trouble now. But the point is, Deion Waiters thought he was going to be the man, so he and Kyrie clashed right away. So Kyrie's second and third years in pro basketball were a mess, man. And then Mike Brown came in and tried to pick up the pieces the third year, and finally LeBron came. But LeBron came because he knew he had Kyrie there, and he also knew he was going to be able to acquire Kevin Love. So he wasn't going nowhere to do nothing, the way Kyrie is just saying now, yeah, I'll go to the Knicks. It's his home area team, obviously from New Jersey. But remember, this is the kid who became LeBron's closer. I don't think that's arguable. I think he became the closer for the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
The big shots, even LeBron, would defer to Kyrie in crunch time.
Right.
That's pretty great. And you have to realize that this is, when I look back at what he's done, his body of work, he did make that Game 7 shot in 2016 that won it all.
And then Game 5, he was ridiculous with the 41.
He was ridiculous. And even on Christmas Day, the biggest stage in the regular season, he made that walk-off shot over Klay Thompson. So that's what he's made of. The reason I wouldn't bet against him is this is as mentally tough a kid as I've seen come around in the NBA. He has huge, deep pride, high character, mental and physical toughness, and he's just fearless. He's not afraid. He doesn't need to say, I'm going to go join forces there. I want to go to Houston. He doesn't want to go to Houston. He wouldn't mind playing with Kawhi in San Antonio for Greg Popovich in a system that he might learn the ropes of how to win basketball games. That would be a great fit for him. To me, I don't know how, we can't figure out how the Knicks could acquire him. I can't figure out how my Spurs could acquire him either. But what did your eye test tell you? When you watched even the past finals in games 3 and 4, he goes 38 and 40. And to your point that you were just making, there were times I would just sit back in awe and say, he is unguardable, right?
Yeah.
And you brought up, I wrote it down. I'm glad you brought it up. And you're old enough to remember what the Globetrotters were before the cartoon. This is when they were the Globetrotters. And I'm old enough to remember when they were better than the NBA because the NBA wasn't that big a deal yet.
Right.
And you brought up Curly Neal, but this kid is like a combination of Meadowlark Lemon and Curly Neal because he got the handle and the trick shots.
You know what, Skip? And you'll remember this. It's almost like he has the ball on a string like yo-yo.
He does.
You know how, and kids don't play with yo-yos anymore. I haven't even seen one in the store for so long. But the way he can handle the ball and can get into the English and the spin that he can put on the rock is like somebody shooting pool, like a cue.
I've never seen like
nothing,
these are
nothing.
trick shots.
Yes.
That go in, and again, when I was a little kid, the Globetrotters would come once a year to Oklahoma City, the Municipal Auditorium, and it would be 20,000 packed because you just couldn't get a seat to see Meadowlark because he'd go to half court and say, trying one, and he would shoot a hook shot from half court, and he would make it. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Well, I kept watching Kyrie thinking, he's like a Globetrotter who's actually playing in the NBA.
In a real game. That wasn't the Washington Generals.
Right. Yeah, that's right. They're actually trying to stop him. So to me, best handle, best finisher, closer, I want to just see him get an opportunity. You could be right. Again, he does have a lower ceiling just because he's only 6'2". They list him at 6'3". I think he's about 6'2".
Yeah.
And so, again, conventional wisdom would say it would be hard. But, man, I don't know.
But, Skip, okay, when you say you won't bet against him, what are you not betting against? That he can lead a team to the NBA Finals? That he can win a championship on his own?
Let's say somehow he goes to the Knicks, and again, I can't make it work in my head, but let's just say he goes, and that Porzingis is still there. So you got two pieces to build around, you have nothing else.
Right.
But slowly but surely,
you got Hardaway. You signed Hardaway Jr.
and
from
so
Atlanta.
you can't trade him.
Right.
So, okay, so let's say you got those three pieces. They're going to make the Eastern Conference playoffs, and then they're going to make some noise in the playoffs. Again, I'd have to see who LeBron winds up with, what's left in Cleveland, but they would be a threat. He's just too good, and the bigger the stage, the better he's going to be. So with he and Porzingis and Tim Hardaway Jr.,
all he has to do, if he wants to know what it's like to be on your own on a team that really can't do anything, tell him to call Carmelo. Because You know what Carmelo could do when he left the Nuggets, Skip. He was a legit 28, 30-point-a-night guy.
I don't know what happened to Carmelo. Sometimes I think he got so into, it's not building his brand. He's involved in so many entrepreneurial opportunities in Manhattan.
Right.
Because he's a wheeler dealer now.
Yeah.
And it seemed like after a while that became as important as basketball to Carmelo. I love Carmelo. But
Skip, I just don't see him going to the Knicks and leading the Knicks to a title. That's not going to happen. Now, if he went to San Antonio, but I still don't think he's going to be it's Kawhi. Kawhi, basically, they have groomed Kawhi to step in for Tim Duncan.
No, but remember, the ego is so low on Kawhi that not only will he share the ball, he doesn't even need to share the stage. You take the stage. He don't want to do interviews, so he doesn't want to brand. Kyrie can be the face.
Yeah, Kyrie would be the face there.
But
Kyrie and Dion might be teaming back up. Haberstroh reported that the Heat might be willing to part ways with Goran and Justice Winslow.
No. We want Whiteside.
No.
Whiteside!
No.
Woo, can you imagine Bron?
Like that?
That would help.
Now, can you imagine Bron with a 7-foot center?
It's not happening.
Or why is it not
They'll
happening?
be the highest paid player in the NFL. Rob Parker joins the debate next.
And I won't